Hello everyone, we're standing here today at World Hydrogen Week, organized by World Hydrogen Leaders. My name is Johann Wiebe, Executive Director from Hydrogen Standard, and with me stands Massimo Valsania from EthosEnergy. Welcome, Massimo.
Thanks, nice to meet you. And I'm Massimo Valsania, come from EthosEnergy. EthosEnergy is an independent service provider and is part of Wood and Siemens Energy, is a joint venture. And we are acting essentially in the rotating equipment for gas turbine, steam turbine, generator and transformer. And we are essentially supporting our customer in services on this equipment essentially. And within the organization, I'm the responsible globally of the engineering group.
Thank you. Well, that saves me some time in asking the question, what is it that the business does? So we got that out of the way. Tell us then a little bit about sort of the making the infrastructure, particularly also the gas turbines, hydrogen ready. What are the things you're seeing there?
Yeah, so the gas turbine can be used essentially to convert the hydrogen into electricity. The gas turbine can use hydrogen for a small amount, like the blending, and also they can use 100% hydrogen, so essentially be completely CO2 free of CO2 essentially on the exhaust. Increasing the hydrogen amount, essentially the combustion system need to be adapted. So it's possible, but requires some design, some engineering activity, and also it requires that the infrastructure, of course, feeding the gas turbine is ready for that. So the journey that we are seeing essentially to start probably with the blending of hydrogen in the gas turbine, because it's what the infrastructure are allowing, and as well also the gas turbine, and also in some way are what the customer are able to see in the future, because nobody knows exactly what is going to happen. So in terms of investment is probably the most cost-efficient way to proceed. So with the small change in the gas turbine, small retrofitting, and then increasing the technology based on the availability of hydrogen essentially to be used in the gas turbine.
Okay, thank you for that. Very interesting. So blending percentages vary a bit, but on average, what various countries are putting forward is maybe 5, 10, maybe a little bit more % blended in the infrastructure. Is it sort of ready to receive higher volumes as well, or higher percentage of hydrogen, or do you think things will have to be modified? Maybe starting with Europe, or focus on that.
Yeah. So I believe in general the infrastructure ready for the 5-10%, especially also the portion about the gas turbine, so the last mile. The gas turbine also is typically able to burn 5-10% in volume with essentially no change. Then when we start to increase the percentage of hydrogen within the blending, let's say, we need to start to introduce some change into the combustion system, especially because with the hydrogen we have essentially the advantages to reduce the CO2 at the exhaust, but then we are increasing other pollutants like NOx. So we need to be very careful now. The combustion happen into the engine. So we need essentially to introduce some other change, right, in a way that we can control the emission of the gas turbine. So up to, let's say, 25%, we can easily modify in a small amount the combustion system or the controls, for example, the gas turbine. Increasing the percentage, of course, more modification are required in order to reach the right emission and the right combustion stability on the equipment.
Okay, what does it do to cost? Sort of the modifications, if you sort of increase the amount of hydrogen in your gas turbine, what sort of implications does that have on the modifications that need to take place?
So the modification is essentially related to the combustion system and the controls of the gas turbine. A little bit about the balance of plant, minor. Of course, it depends on the amount of hydrogen we are talking about. So it's absolutely cost-effective respect to replace the complete gas turbine, especially in a uncertain, let's say, period where nobody really have the hydrogen at the moment, and our customer essentially doesn't have visibility to the amount of hydrogen that will be available essentially.
Hydrogen combustion is also considered slightly controversial in the sense that the well-to-wheel efficiency, so to speak, or well-to-burn efficiency is quite low. What do you say to that?
I agree that the overall efficiency, essentially to convert the electricity to hydrogen and then hydrogen to the electricity again with the gas turbine, is not the most efficient way. We are talking about, in a best condition, we are talking about no more than 40% efficiency. But essentially what is the advantages of using hydrogen in the gas turbine is gas turbines are available, there is no need of other infrastructure, and essentially the hydrogen can be used as a huge battery, and so we can use hydrogen when the other renewable are not available, and so use the this equipment that is already available as a compensator of the grid, and so has absolutely unique advantages.
Okay, fair point. So you're obviously not doing all of this alone. You have quite a few partnerships and cooperations in place. Tell us about that a little bit.
So EthosEnergy, as I mentioned, is a global company. So we have cooperation at a global level, European level, national level, and also very local level. Especially, I'm based in Torino, so we have a facility in Torino where we're producing gas turbine parts. And we have, for example, cooperation with the local university and local governments, and we are building with them a sort of project with a valley associated to the hydrogen in the Piedmont area. But also, for example, we are part of Hydrogen Europe, and being part of Hydrogen Europe, I'm the co-chair for the skill working group. So it's a way for our company to organize events and to be also to be connected with other companies, other organizations, not only industry but also academic side, for example. And also EthosEnergy is organizing an event, say every year, with our with other players of the hydrogen value chain, not just gas turbine, but in general, in order to discuss about how we can work together to really build our future with essentially the hydrogen be part of the value chain and produce energy with a lower emission. So our customer, so essentially who is producing energy using gas turbine, is the final, let's say, step of this value chain. But of course, our company as a technology provider, university, other companies that are, for example, taking care about the production or transportation of the hydrogen are part of this some sort of roundtable conversation. So we are really proud to have this kind of conversation involving different other organizations to work together toward the, our sustainability.
Plenty of collaborations happening there, so that's very nice to see. Massimo from EthosEnergy, thank you very much.
Thank you to you.